Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a birthday card to share with you. It's a really simple one with lots of light, although it doesn't seem like it. And I'm featuring the Apple Picking Piggies. I have already created two other cards with this amazing digital stamp and I'm just in love with them. I cannot get enough of these piggies, so I'm hoping that I am not boring you, but I just love them so much. For the sentiment for this card, I am using the Wish by My Favorite Things, and I also die cut a panel here using the A2 rectangle frames by My Favorite Things. I'm going to use the inside of the biggest frame. The frame will be useful for other cards, so I will put it in the back of the envelope where I'm storing the dies in. Here with my T-square ruler, I was just deciding on where I needed to add the wish. So it took me a bit of time, but this is a clean and simple card. And I have said it in the past already, you can of course hide certain things, but the big thing about clean and simple cards, which makes it the hardest in my opinion, is that a tiny mistake can be noticed really easily. So I traced the center of where I wanted to put the wish, and then I used lines to really guide me in adhering this die. So this way I try to center the die on this panel. In my head originally I wanted to have like multiple wish die cuts in this panel, but once the first one was die cut, I was already in love with it and I stopped right there. But you can also repeat the sentiment. And I'm really sorry about the hair, but no, I had a lot of hair loss um, after I stopped with breastfeeding and stuff, and now there are all these tiny little hairs coming out, and I'm really glad about them. But for videos and stuff, they are just, you cannot tame them. You cannot. So I'm really sorry that they are each time getting in this video. So after I cut the bush, I needed to decide where I was going to put all these piggies. So I just took three. Three is a magical number, as we all know. And so I fussy cut them out. And now I played with positioning. There are so many ways to position these piggies. So really do your thing with it. There are so many ways to recreate this card and each time put them differently. The one that I would suggest always having is that little one on the left, because it's just so much fun to let a critter peek from underneath something or get the illusion of it. So here I have my panel. To create a shaker, I will add some acetate on the back. But first, let's color the piggies. I'm going to color them all the same way, although I'm changing the way of shadowing, as in I am adding the shadows, how they're like facing. So this one is facing towards the left, so the left side will be the highlighted side. The other two are centered when it comes to how they are facing, so the center will be highlighted. So there is not a specific logic in where I'm going to put it around the sentiment, it's just all about how they are positioned, like how they are facing. So I'm building it up. It's really simple. There are only 5 markers, I think. I used E34, E33, E30, and then for the inside of the ears, E11, E01. And I just kept adding until I was happy with the blend. For me, most of the time, that's 2 layers at least, depending on how heavily you're inking. It can of course mean that you need less. Just make sure that you're not oversaturating your paper. If so, you can always let it dry in between or heat set it with your heat gun or anything like that, so that you can continue without any bleeding. The cardstock that I'm using for my coloring is Transotype Perfect Coloring Paper. Since I have this paper, I really don't want to go back. Initially, I colored on Nina, which is really hard to get in Europe, or at least when I was using it. And I still have like a big pack of it. But once I got used to this paper, it's brighter than Nina. So that's also why I love it. It's a bit lighter. So for fussy cutting, it's actually easier. I've noticed it. I'm not a really good fussy cutter, so um, I'm happy that I did it for the piggies, but I took my time really. That's also why I didn't show it. But if you have heavy cardstock and you want to go inside of those edges and stuff, um, it can be really hard, or you can like fold the paper too much because your scissors just have to go somewhere, and it's easier with a lighter piece of paper. On the other hand, lighter paper most of the time cannot handle as much as thicker paper when it comes to the amount of alcohol inks that you're using. So that can be a downside, but once you're used to it, before fussy cutting, I think you will be just fine. I added white highlights with my white jelly roll pen. Still getting used to it. I will not keep adding it to each card. I love it, but it will depend on the design and stuff. There will come some cards without it. But what I do love to add is like the white highlights on the eyes of each critter or person that we have on the cards. It's just really, really cute. And some designers, like here, Streamside Studios, already put a highlight on the eyes that are open, and it's really gorgeous. But I tend to color over it. So that's also why it's important to re-add the highlight, because otherwise you have like eyes with like a brownish tint in it and not like a brown eye, but well, you know what I mean. So Piggy is done. Time to add them. Um, I used thin foam squares. I used liquid glue. I used an acrylic block to really make sure that everything was adhered. This piggy, I originally wanted to add it straight, but why do so? I'm going to add it on the S, so it can just be like following the lead of the S itself, and it's just a bit more playful. I forgot to stop zooming in, but I will fix that later on. I'm happy that it's still in the picture what I'm doing here. So some with thin foam squares, some just liquid glue. And then it was also time to figure out like the shaker material. And I must admit, I am addicted like crazy. Um, I am using the Dress My Crafts Tropical Confetti. It's just gorgeous. You have like every color. It matches really, really well. It's really fun as well. I actually bought it for another die that I purchased, and I will create a card later. Well, I have already created it, but I am not sure when I'm going to share it. But I have used it on another card, and I'm just in love with it. It's so playful. And actually, everyone was really, really kind about this card on Instagram. Thank you so much for the lovely comments. I truly appreciate all of them. Um, the funny thing is, this is a really, really wide card. And the amazing comments that I got, I was really flattered by it. But I must admit that all the credits go to uh, Sean from Streamside Studios, who created these amazing piggies, and well, the creators of the Dress My Crafts Tropical Confetti, because it's just a stunning shaker material. It's really playful. I love these clay kind of shaker materials, and it has been the past few years only. Before, I had all those shiny materials, and lately I pulled out my drawer with my embellishments and shaker materials, and I have so many glittery shaker materials, like insane. And I don't have enough of the of the clay ones, I must admit it. Uh, but it's funny sometimes how things change and how our preferences change, also concerning like stamps. I know that before I never did digital because I didn't have the right printer. Well, actually, I did have. It's not because you don't have a laser printer that an inkjet printer will not work. Because in the beginning of my design team adventure at Rochelle Anna Miller, Also, I started there with the digital stamps. In the beginning, I had like an inkjet, and I just heat set the printed image a while before, and I actually never had like the issue of bleeding. Now I have like a laser printer. It's just easy, less worried about it. But don't let the printer necessarily stop you. And just in case you want to try it, but you're also afraid about the printer and how to and such, there are often like free digital stamps that you can test before you start buying. So I can only recommend that, and then a whole new world will open. But in case this stamp is also out there clear, I don't know in Europe, but there are clear stamps of these adorable Apple Picking Piggies. Um, Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you like the end result. It's a really simple card. It's just adorable with these piggies. I want to thank you all for being here. I wish you all an incredible day, and I hope to be back soon with some more videos that I still have to share. Thank you. Bye.